George, surprised by the news, but explain your decision and perhaps your emotions and now that the decision's been made.
It's not an easy decision for me. It's not being an easy decision at all. For me, it's kind of like what I said. It feels like the right time now for me personally. What's probably best thing for me and my family. The sacrifice that everyone has to make. And I appreciate that from day dot. And for me, it's a decision I didn't take lightly because what it means to me to put on the jersey and what it has done for so long. I didn't think this day would come. I hope this day would come. But for me, it's about being able to go out on my terms and being able to, to enjoy it for every second that I have for the last 14 years, and the same for this weekend and Saturday, to really, take it all in and essentially to live my dream again one more time.
We spoke to you, I think it was prior to the England game, when you made your 50th appearance in the Championship. You were non-committal then, because obviously the question was going to be asked, how long do you think you can go on? And you said, well, we'll see. Was that, has something changed since then, or was this sort of in your mind?
It's been something has been on my mind, and for me, it's always been about being the best I can be for Wales and being the best I can be with the 3 feathers on my chest. And it was a real head and heart conversation, and the amount of times bounced back and forward. But for me, I would hate to, put on the jersey and not do it justice and what it deserves. And I'm still doing that now. And it's been obviously a hell of a run to get here. And for me, it was, the pride of putting the jersey on is also the pride of my decision that I would leave it in hopefully a better place for the next guy to have a go. And, like I said, I've loved every single second of it. I've cherished every single second, the highs and the lows, which has been plenty of. The people I've met, the friendship I've got, the coaches I've worked with along the way. I couldn't have written it better myself, to be honest.
I think perhaps people are shocked here because we all think of the 18-year-old that played the first cap against South Africa, the 2 tries. When you look back at that career, does it seem like yesterday, or how do you view those 14 years from that game?
I don't think I've stopped, is the honest answer. I think it's been, like I said in my statement, I've been very fortunate to live a dream that not many people get to do. And to be able to do it at home in front of a sold-out stadium with my family around me seems like the best, and the best way for me to start my next chapter.
Well, we can see you're emotional. We appreciate you coming and speaking to us like this. What's Saturday going to be like? Because we can see what it means to you now and what it has meant for you throughout your whole career.
I don't want it to be any different to normal. I said that. I spoke to the squad this morning. I said, let's not get weird. Let's this week is the same and the preparation the same. For me, this is why I wanted to get my message out as soon as I could, because for me, this is a huge week for us as a squad and for our Six Nations and our development as a squad and where the boys are. And I asked that nothing would ever change from what we always do. We go toe to toe each day. We work as hard as we can each day to get better. For us, it's a must-win game. And for me, the focus, it should never be on one person. And that's something I spoke to Gats about, is that what's best for the squad is best for me. And like I said to the boys, let's not get weird. Let's just keep doing what we do because it's worked well for us. And, we're not too far away from what we know a performance we can deliver, and for 80 minutes as well.
But it does feel like the bit of an end of an era. I know this is a cliche, but in terms of that sort of group that came 2010, 11, there was a lot of youngsters that went to New Zealand. I think you're the only one left.
Yeah, the last one standing. I think there'll be a few people saying I had arguably a few caps too many, but I think for 14 years, I don't think anyone can ever doubt what I've offered up. And dusty in here, isn't it? And
It's the aircon.
it's the aircon, yeah, so I've ramped right up here. And for me, I was speaking to Becky and obviously her when she stepped away from cycling and what that meant to her. And the conversation I've had plenty of times is like, I think when you know, you know. And sometimes it's not the right answer. The answer that is the fairy tale answer or the fairy tale finish. But like air conditioning is killing me. And for me, it's been a dream, and in my heart, I know it's the right time for me to step away.
I'll leave others come in, but diolch yn fawr.
Couple with Matt and couple with Rob, if that's okay.
George, just looking back over your career, what moments stand out as some of the highlights?
I think any young person's dreams to play for Wales, and I think my first cap is something that will always burn strong with me. It'll put a smile on my face. It will always. I think at the time I said I had a list of goals in the back of my door, in my bedroom, and I knocked out probably 95% in one game, in one day. And to me, that really sort of gave me the snapshot of the window to really push on, to kick on, give the fuel, the desire to do what I have done for so long. And I think that first cap will always stay with me. I think we had a pretty decent patch between 11 and 13, maybe 14 as well. And to me, that ride and that journey with that group of guys there was pretty special. And do you know what I mean? The fact that I've been to 4 World Cups done enough give me a G up sometimes as well,
Yeah. Talk about your debut there. What advice would you give to that 18-year-old kid, really, stood in the tunnel, want to play South Africa, Brian Abana? What would you say to him?
Hold on. It's been a hell of a ride, and hold on. I think it's the same thing I've said to a lot of the young boys. They're all young boys now, aren't they? But most of the squad is like, you got to embrace every day. It goes bloody fast. The 80 minutes, the week to week, it goes fast, and just only stop when you're happy. Like, you know what I mean? Don't ever let anyone tell you that you're done. You work until you're content, and that's when you can walk away with a smile on your face.
And just last one, how do you hope that you're remembered at Test level?
Half decent would be nice. I'd hope that people would consider that, or think of me as a test animal, someone that would never give in, gave everything, and left nothing out there, really.
We'll give you all the tributes you deserve. One of the greatest Welsh rugby careers of all time next week, probably. Reflect on it. The thing you just said there, the most important thing is we don't have a situation like we had 2 years ago with the emotion of Dan reaching 100, Alan getting to 150, and I would imagine the last thing you want is for any of this to get in the way of a win at the weekend.
Well, that's part of the conversation I had with Gats yesterday. When I sat down in front of him, I felt I said, like, this week, I know what this week means to us. It means to me, it means to the squad. And I would hate for any of my messaging to dilute or take away from the focus and the enormity of what the task is. Italy, obviously, full of beans. They're playing a good brand of rugby now, and they seem, obviously, after the weekend, they'll be doubly full of beans. But for me, like I said to the boys when I addressed them earlier, nothing changes. Our focus is still the same. Obviously, this is news now, but hopefully tomorrow we can get back. Well, end of this afternoon now, we'll be back on track with rugby, and the focus turns to a very positive and a very excited Italy that will want to come to Cardiff and put on a show like they did a few years ago.
You've seen a lot of great players who've come through the ranks with retire, and when you saw that, whether it's Alan Wynne, whether it's Dan, whether it's Sam, or whatever, what did you feel? I just wonder where you thought at that moment, oh, that's going to be me one day.
I never thought that. For me, it was always just to celebrate the man, whether it was Warby, Al, Biggs as well. You know what they, I guess from our side of the fence, what people don't see Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, more hours than that probably. What those guys mean to the squad and what they give up. You have to give a part of yourself up. That's just the nature of it, and whether it's physically, emotionally, it does tie up, and that is the minimum buy-in. That's what you give to be in this position, and when those guys leave, you have to celebrate that, and then you've suddenly realised that another block of responsibility falls on your shoulders, and there's something that I've enjoyed from pre-World Cup, the role I'm in now. To have that responsibility throughout the World Cup, obviously Barbaz and through this Six Nations campaign is something that I've really enjoyed and loved to help the younger guys now. But this is, like I've said earlier in the Six Nations, this is a great opportunity for these guys to really forge what they want the next World Cup cycle to look like. They've got a great opportunity to stamp their name on a jersey. Across the board, starting out fresh from a new beginning. What a great opportunity for these guys, and I feel like I've had my journey and I've loved it, and it's time for those boys to have their journey now and love it as much as I have.
I think Brian O'Driscoll sent some money to the attack or defence coach Italy to stop you getting those 3 tries you need. You've got a Six Nations hat-trick against Italy. We dare to dream, maybe?
I'll get back to you on that one. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that one.
Well, thanks for the memories. Well, not memories, there's still more to go.
Thank you.
Okay.
George, you're responsible for 2 of my favourite 3 Lions memories. Just wondering what would be your favourite. You mentioned 2011 to 2014. What would be your favourite memories, specific memories looking back?
I think 2013 Lions tour was special for me. I think it was special for a number of reasons. From a personal point of view, I was very happy with my tour I had and the impact I could have had on the tests and the build-up. But just the memories and the group of guys there was incredible. Working alongside those guys as a young man, I just couldn't believe that. The conversations I was able to have with Drico and Big Paul, having the Welsh boys around me to support me there. The English guys were great, and just that journey and how it painted out. And for me, those memories are still probably the favourite tour I've been on, or one of them for sure.
Okay.
Cheers.